Okay, so we are back at the Indian Mound Reserve yet again in central Ohio, and we are going to do a daytime tour of the trail leading back to the Indian Mound so that you guys can see what it's like during the day. Hopefully we'll get some activity as well. We might stay until a little bit after dark. However, this place really gets very creepy and unsettling during the dark. So, with that in mind, just up ahead to the right, we're going to veer off into the woods, and that's about a half a mile to a mile trek out into the woods before we arrive at the mound. We will we'll catch up to you once we get to the woods. So what we brought with us, we basically brought a Bluetooth speaker so we could use Ghost Box if necessary.
This is the Bluetooth speaker. I'm holding that.
We brought along, I believe, 1 or 2 REM pods, so that if anything comes up the stairs towards us, because last time we were here, we kept having this sight of seeing someone standing at the bottom of the staircase. So I figured that'd be a good place to place a REM pod, see if anything comes into proximity of it. Also, I brought along just a standard Olympus digital recorder. Something that I cannot overstate enough, even though it's a simple tool, it is a very vital tool in the paranormal field to have a good digital recorder. I also brought along 2 night vision camcorders, one of which Dylan is operating right now. Also, I'm going to use the Bluetooth speaker, not just in the microphonic box, but also as a means to be able to play some Native American flute music, some Native American chanting, and see if we can't stir up a little bit of activity in that way.
There may be some other people here.
There's a possibility of that. When we pulled up, there was a fella sitting here out in the parking lot. He left not long after we arrived. Now, with that in mind, this park is literally out in the middle of nowhere. There are houses close by within a 2 to 3 mile radius, but after dark, not too many people even realize this park is here. And in addition to that, after dark, nobody's hardly ever here. The mound itself is off the beaten path, so to speak. I mean, it is on the trail, but it's not on a typical trail, as I had said in the previous video. So,
it's a garden of snake.
You know how I am about snakes, though. See, if there's one of those, that means there's others. Now, for me, that's a big deal. Because, see, one of my major phobias is snakes.
I'm pretty certain it's a garden. I could be wrong.
Now, this is where I'm going to show my fears, because, folks, it doesn't matter if it's a garter snake or the most deadly snake in the world. If it slithers, I don't want it anywhere near me. I have suffered an awesome and terrific fear of serpents since the young age of 7 years old. When I was walking once in the forest, one fell from a tree that was rather large. It landed on my head and on my shoulders and then fell to the ground. I was terrified to the point where I had repetitive nightmares day in and day out for years about a serpent crawling, slithering down my throat while I slept at night. So is it juvenile for me to fear such a small snake? Absolutely. But if you had lived through the nightmares that I had lived through, you would understand why.
I need to switch arms.
Luckily, the path is mostly gravel. Luckily, the path is mostly gravel. Luckily, the path is mostly gravel. So we still should be able to find our way back with relative ease. But the UV powder will do us absolutely no good out here. And spirits have a tendency to drain battery power. So we tried to think of advance.
Don't even bring that upon us. There's the bridge. This is the direction they wanted us to go. And you can probably see a little bit of the powder. It comes up this way, so we thought we were supposed to go here. But in a little bit, I'll show you the arrows that we seen before we went back down to the bridge. They should be right up here.
They're all washed away now.
Well, there's at least two.
There's some.
There's two. But I'm pretty certain you could see those.
No,
But we seen those in the dark, so we walked back down there and took the bridge.
And see, you're not aware of this, I don't think, because I haven't discussed this with you. But on the previous video, when we were out here, right in this spot, I caught 3 EVPs.
3?
3. All within 10 seconds of each other. This area right in here. This area of the trail is particularly unnerving. I was in the midst of talking about how previously I had gotten EVPs in that location when a voice can clearly be heard whispering the name of my child. My youngest child. The bridge, these arrows, this area, very active, especially at dark. Coming up the hill, I got 3 EVPs. Coming back down, when we was walking through the fog, I also got EVPs. The only thing that really concerns me about this, more so than the spirits, and that does concern me, is coming back down this hill in the dark. Especially in shoes like I'm wearing right now.
And in case you're wondering, he's wearing DCs.
These shoes have no tread. They're horrible. I just heard what sounded like knocking noises.
Either that or a gun in the distance. I don't know if it'd be that way though. It looks like there's a trail this way, Dad. That's really neat. You can't see it on here.
It'll be dark before my long. I actually really do mean it when I say it. I don't really want to be out here after dark too much. This typical Adena Mound was built approximately 500 BC to 00 AD. Mounds such as these were used for either burials or lookouts. This mound stands 30 feet high and 140 feet in diameter. Commonly, Adena mounds were built in large open meadows close to water. The waterway provided the rock and mud for the construction of the structure.
Alright. So, this is the mound. It is, what does this sign say, like 30?
30 feet high.
30 feet high. Our plan is, this camera is going to be up at the top with my father. And the other camera is going to be down here at the bottom with me.
This is Chad. I'm up at the top of the Native American Indian mound. I am placing right now I'm playing trigger music. Dylan is placing a REM pod at the bottom of the stairs. He is going to walk around the base of the mound with a camcorder to see if he can get anything, to get some footage as well down there. We're not going to stick around long. We're just doing some daytime investigating, and then we're getting out of here because, folks, this place is screwed up at nighttime. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to turn on this stuff and get it ready. Okay, if there's anybody here that is listening, yeah, I can hear you. Hold on just one moment.
Can you hear this?
Oh. Dylan. I just heard a flute.
Can you hear this?
Oh. Dylan. I just heard a flute. Okay.
But
Dylan is at the bottom of the stairs. Okay. So if there's anybody up here that wishes to communicate with me right now, like I said earlier, I'm going to turn this little light on here. See this thing? This lights up like the sun. If you touch it, make it vibrate, it'll let me know that you're here. So, in a little bit, when I ask, oh, thank you. Wow, already. Wow. That was quick. Are you male? Man. Are you female? Are you one of the people who built this mound? I'll be back in a moment. What, Dylan?
I'm gonna start walking.
Okay, I had already gotten a response up here. Yeah, as soon as I put the light down, I asked if you're a male, and it lit up immediately. So, if you understand what yes means, light that ball up for me. Okay. Don't light it up for a minute, all right? Step away from the ball. I'm going to ask some questions. And if the answer is yes, I want you to make that ball light up. Don't answer anything else until I ask you. Do you have relatives? Brothers? Do you have sisters? Were you an only child? Are you an ancient spirit? Were you married to a tribal chief? Thank you. Now you'll have to speak this because I won't be able to see what the answer is by lighting up that ball. But can you tell me what your name was? Come up and say your name right here to this black soft thing, please. Dylan is speaking in the background. Did you die near this Indian mound? There's a car driving off of the highway about 1.5 miles out. Are you buried in this Indian mound? Okay, you seem to not be responding, so I'm going to give you a rest for a little while. I'm going to go over and try something different now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jonathan Little. Born near Grape Grove, Ross Township, Greene County, Ohio. Jonathan Little attended the common schools. He was graduated from Antioch College, Yellow Springs, Ohio in 1862, where he studied law. He was admitted to the bar in 1865 and commenced practice in Xenia, Ohio. He served as mayor of Xenia from 1864 until 1866. He served as prosecuting attorney of Greene County from 1866 until 1870. And then he served as a member of the State House of Representatives from 1869 to 1873. He was also Attorney General of Ohio from 1873 until 1877. Jonathan Little was a career politician and lawman, and he reached out to us at this Indian Mound in Greene County.
I just want to make note that this little light up cat motion sensor over here has not lit up once in now about 2 or 3 minutes. It has not lit up at all. So something was interacting with it, something was making it light up, and it has stopped doing so. There's nothing causing it to vibrate enough now to make it light up. If it does, I will immediately return and show so. Man, this place is crazy. At nighttime, it is one of the spookiest places I have ever been, honestly. Down where Dylan is standing right now, actually right where he is standing, I kept seeing what looked like a shadow figure multiple times. And now, I was hoping that during the daytime we'd be able to get some motion sensors going off. Maybe something would visit again. But because it is getting dark, I really have no desire to be out here again after dark, especially not with snakes and everything else out on the trail. We had wildlife and coyotes baying and different things going on. I do not want us to get stuck out here in a bad situation, so I am just going to simply get ready to pack things up and call it a night. But I just wanted to get some daytime footage of this place because, man, this place is so interesting. And one of these days when I have an air horn and things just in case some wildlife ever does try to come up on us and it gets to be about fall time, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to do a several-hour investigation of this place because this place is absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Although the trail would probably be completely covered with leaves in the fall and it would make getting back to the vehicle very, very difficult. You know, maybe it's just from breathing heavy from walking all this way, and it's a good possibility. But just standing up here, I feel lightheaded.
You do breathe heavy, so.
Like a dying ox, baby.
Just falling down this and rolling down it would suck.
Real quick, while it's daylight and I can point it out. While we were up at the top of the hill in the last recording session, we did not see what this mound looked like at nighttime, or at daytime. We had no idea. When we arrived out here, it was after 10 p.m. It was dark. We have no idea at that point what this mound looked like. However, as we were standing up at the top of the mound, we kept seeing what looked like someone standing here, looking straight up towards the top of the mound. Repeatedly, I saw the shadow figure, but every time I would turn the camcorder towards it, there would be nothing on the camcorder. I was seeing it with my own eyes. Dylan saw it as well. However, the camera footage was not there. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Okay, I have hit record on this camcorder. This one will be for Dylan to take to the bottom of the mound with his REM pod that he's going to place at the bottom of the stairs. Dylan, if you want to, here's this. This is for Dylan to take. If you need to use the night vision, like I said, you just tap the OK button right there where it says power or OK, and it'll switch to the black and white. When you see it go black and white, that's the night vision. Alright, I'm getting ready to hit the trigger music and see if that helps anything.
Do you want me to walk down?
Yeah, you can take one of these with you too, and when you get down there, just switch it on. For a few minutes, I'm going to be playing music up here.
Which one do you want me to take?
What do you mean?
Flashlight or the lantern?
You can take this one if you want, since it's smaller and easier to carry.
Yeah. Also projects less light.
It'll be fine. It's good. All right, I'm playing the music now.
Alright, my dad is playing music to try to bring the spirits in, I guess is kind of what you'd say. Alright, so I'm going to basically be walking around the bottom of this. And I'm going to have this REM pod here that my dad made. I'm going to set it down here. It's a louder one, so even on the other side of the mound, one of us should be able to hear it. My dad would be more likely because I'm going to be all on the other side of the mound. Dad! Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That?
Hold on just one moment.
Can you hear this?
I just heard a flute. I don't know if I got that on any recording, but I paused this up here. Did you hear it?
I hear somebody, but
There might be somebody hooting and hollering on there. So yeah, do it again. I can hear it with my ears, so I think you'd probably be hearing it on the camcorder.
Alright.
Okay.
But that's 30 feet up. My dad is 30 feet up, and I'm 30 feet down. I'm going to be walking around the base of the mound. Hopefully nobody comes up through that path and like scares us or walks in the middle of our paranormal ghost hunt thing. I've been equipped with a flashlight and this camera. I don't know if I got myself in that, but I never really even do this because it's pain and torture to my arm. But there's this, I guess. Hopefully I'm in it. Alright, now that you had a glance at the best face in the world, this is just a remembrance stone. Remembrance. It's too small to really read or pick up in one go. Somebody'd have to read it while looking. Dad! Dad!
What, John?
I'm gonna start walking.
Okay, I had already gotten a response up here.
You did?
Yeah, as soon as I put the light down, I asked if you're a male, and it lit up immediately.
Alright. Cool. Alright, so apparently he got this ball, in case this digital recorder didn't catch it. He set the ball down and asked if it was a male, and it lit up immediately. Now, in case you don't know what the ball is, it's a small light-up cat toy, which should be in at least one other of our music videos. Oh, you can tell where my head's at. Alright, so, not music videos, ghost hunting videos. I don't really see anything yet. My dad's up there. That, Bluetooth speaker is on, by the way, so it's flashing colors. It's really nice down here. It's quiet. Kinda odd being separated only by 30 feet and being anxious feeling or a little uncomfortable. But, like, it does feel like something's watching. After I get about halfway back, I'll ask some questions. I'm just trying to feel it out right now. How did you die? Did you die peacefully in your sleep? Did you die fighting for what you believe in, or how was it? How did you die? Where are you? Do you know where you are?
This was a clear and direct response from an evil spirit. My son asked, "Do you know where you are?" The spirit replied, "I'm in hell."
We don't know if you're here if you don't show us in a way. Either give us a emotional feeling of how you felt. I just got like a cold chill as soon as I asked that. My conclusion about this experience, it was pretty good. It was fun. It was kind of entertaining, a little creepy at certain points. Sometimes you'd get like a feeling of anxiety, but I think the thing that's got me and my dad the most are the animals. I think it's the animals. I could be wrong, I don't know, I don't want to speak for him. But for me, it's probably the animals. Because I don't want to get torn up or anything by, like, coyote or anything. Shut up! Shut up! Bugs. Annoying.
I don't want to wait till I'm all the way down there. I'm still recording on my digital here. Just so you know, I am still investigating. I don't want to wait until it's completely dark to get all the way down this hill, because it's an extremely dangerous hill. And you know how I am with balance anyway.
Yeah.
If it was something where we could come out here and be out here till daylight, you know I'd be all about it.
Yeah. I've seen the bat flying around.
Yeah. That's part of it too. I mean, like, I'm not afraid of bats necessarily, but I know that I don't know what all animals are out here. I seen that snake earlier, and while I know it's not like a deadly snake necessarily.
We got it on footage, so you could probably pause it, take that clip out, and use it as a still, if you want.
I know it's not like a deadly snake necessarily. I don't know. I couldn't tell what kind it was.
I'm pretty certain it was a gardener, but it was really small. What did you...
My issue with it is that no matter what, it could have been potentially a deadly baby snake of some kind of venomous kind, and I wouldn't know it.
There's that
I
sign
have no idea.
signifying that we're about not even a third of the way out yet.
Yeah, right here is where the hill begins, and this thing for me is the thing I do not like the most. I mean, I can handle
Turn
this.
your lantern on.
I can handle the ghoulies, and wow, that actually kind of makes it worse. I can handle the ghosts and ghoulies and shit with relative ease, but what I don't like is the idea of trying to trek down this hill with no tread on my shoes, and it's loose gravel. And this hill is pretty steep.
And there are dips in the ground from where waters run through a specific track.
And I'm carrying this stuff too, that's what makes it even worse. Is it's like, okay, what's more fun than trying to
I'm looking
walk
for where that
downhill?
powder is. Oh my, I almost took him out.
Kind of one of those things where it's like, what's more fun than trying to walk downhill in the dark on loose gravel with no tread on your shoes? Carrying a bunch of stuff while you're doing it.
Where's the arrows?
We're almost back down the bridge already.
We should stop at the arrows if we haven't passed them already.
I think we could stop at the bridge for a minute and maybe try some investigating there for a few. I don't want to stick around too long there either, because that's right by the water, and that's where, believe it or not, that's where a lot of snakes usually tend to gather.
Yeah.
And if there is poisonous snakes,
There was a huge hole, like, straight down in the concrete, gravel.
Yeah.
I think it really would have been, like, I don't know what kind of snake it would be. But here's the arrows. Hold on.
Yeah, I see.
A minute of silence.
That's me moving. Who spoke to me out here the other night?
I felt a stabbing pain in my chest just now, like right under the rib, but it's left side this time. Not back right, like it was in Ashmore.
Why didn't you speak loud enough for us to hear you with our own ears? Why did you only speak loud enough for us to hear you on the recording? Okay, there's geese or
There's
something
honkers.
flying over.
The honkers are going over.
Have to wait until they pass and can't hear nothing with them over the head.
What was that?
No. Just for the record, we just heard something that sounded like a really eerie fucking moan. Am I wrong?
Was it like a humming?
Yeah, it was like an eerie, like, type shit.
I don't know.
Isn't that what it sounded like to you?
A little, yeah. I hope that our recorder's got that. Okay, let's go up to the bridge.
Hang on. I heard talking.
That's my foot.
No, I heard words.
My legs starting to hurt though. Like it's feeling like a numb, not a numb, but like a numb, stabbing numb now. Like it hurts, but it's numb. And just before, when I stood in front of this bridge, we could see all the way down it.
I'm getting this. And it could be just because we're out in the woods, but I had a spider web feeling across my face. Sometimes that's a spirit thing, sometimes that's a we're out in the woods thing.
I can't see anything over here, even with this IR torch.
You got it all the way?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Man, I just exhaled. It's hot.
Yeah, it is really hot in here, and I must have actually walked until they get spider web or something, I think, I don't know.
You need to take this and make this a still what I'm looking at right now.
Well, hold on just a minute, I'll quick. Man, yeah, I must have walked into a big spider web because I can see it in my eyes and my vision. Whoever's out here, can you repeat after me? Say, fog. Say, fog.
The look on my face should explain exactly how I was feeling right at that moment.
What's your name?
That was me breathing. I felt like I had a spider web or something attached on my hand.
Alright, welcome back. I changed the battery real quick, so we're now at a full battery.
You got your flashlight off?
I got my flashlight off. What are we doing? That's against your better judgment.
I got this light off completely.
Do you want to walk in there?
We can still somewhat see the gravel path because of the moonlight. Literally, we have no light going.
My light's off.
So right now, all we can see is what is lit up from the moonlight. And we're going to walk this in total darkness.
Except for what the camera lights up, which is basically my face.
Yes. And Dylan, my advice to you is to hold the camera down at shoulder height, about right here if you can. Because if not, you're going to be so blinded, you're not going to be able to see to walk there. And if you need to, I can hold the camera and walk. You going to be able to do it?
I guess, yeah. Hopefully. I'm just gonna follow you. If I fall, it's your fault.
I'm trying my best to not make that cement that my keys keep scraping against. I don't think we really have a whole lot further to walk.
I think we're done, basically.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was that close.
That's
Alright then.
I'm feeling the pain in my left side again.
You alright?
Yeah.
Make sure you slow through here just in case your feet can't. Right in here I got an EVP last time too, roughly. It was real faint, but I got me.
That was me. Bug just flew in my face. Yeah, we're practically done. You're an animal, but I don't know.
No. This is probably the last time this year we venture out and do anything like this until October when we go and investigate one final time for the year. We are out of the woods.
This is the end. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up by the time we get like out of the woods area, because there's a little walk path that we're on right now, as you can see. And well, that is after we're out of this little area and we're by our car. His car, not mine, or ours, his.
Just keep recording. That sounds silly, but keep recording for now. And the reason why I say that is when we arrived, there was somebody sitting out here. And as soon as we arrived, they took off like immediately. And I don't know if they were up to any good or not. So I want to keep the camera and stuff going just in case they weren't. I know they could probably just take the camera and destroy it, but they may think, oh yeah, look, somebody's got a camera, we better get the hell out of here. Don't shine the light directly up there though. Just in case. Don't. Keep the light low for a moment. I don't want to broadcast to everybody that we're walking up.
That is the end of another investigation. And, well, we're gonna have a few months off, and then we're gonna go back to a new place. So, I'll see you in the next one.